Welcome in, guys. It is Brad with College SportsCast. We are here to do week 9 of college football, game day pick'ems. Welcome in, guys. It's Brad with College SportsCast. Hammonds will be on here in just a few minutes. We are here to do our game day pick'ems. It's Friday night. We always do our game day pick'ems on Friday nights. If you guys are with us on Facebook, man, I just want to say how much we appreciate you. We've been growing tremendously on Facebook, and you can help support us by sending stars, or you can join us by subscribing for 99 cents a month. However, if you hurry, I've got a flash sale on for the first 5 people that sign up over the next 30 days. It's half price. It would just be 49 cents a month for the first month. You do get a new chat that we are in. We were in it tonight a little bit during the exhibition game for Kentucky. And you also get a subscribers page. And a lot of other cool stuff. And again, first 5 people over the next 30 days is 49 cents, or it's just 99 cents a month. And that does help support us to continue to make more content for you guys. All right. If you are with us on YouTube or on Facebook, you can help support us by liking and subscribing to our page. We appreciate if you would do that. Please like, follow, subscribe, share, comment. Any of that stuff would be great. You can also do that at the Real Fresh channel. We are on the Real Fresh channel as well. Check them out on YouTube as well. All right. Looks like Hammonds is here with me. Let me get him added to the stage here. What's up, Hammonds?
What's up, man?
I am kind of going through some of my little spill here. It is game day pick'ems here, guys. So tonight at the top left of the screen, I am going to put up our bet code that we have. So if you see the top of the screen, that is a Bet Us code, Bet US code with the Real Fresh channel. And if you scan that QR code at the top left of the screen, you will get up to 3 deposit matches. Your first 3 deposits will be matched at 125%. And that is a great way to get a little extra money for your betting. So please scan that code at the top and join Bet Us with us and the Real Fresh channel. I am going to leave that code up at the top of the screen during this show while we go through the games. All right, Hammonds, we are here to do our game day pick'ems, and I do have a special. We got a couple of things to talk about at the end of the show. Kentucky basketball opened the season tonight with an exhibition game. So if you are on with us and want to know and talk about Kentucky basketball, we will do a little bit of that at the end of the show after our game day pick'ems. All right. Just want to get that out of the way, just in case we got anybody on here that wants to talk a little Kentucky basketball. Can't imagine that. Can you, John?
Not after a night like this.
All right. Just in case, we will talk some. It'll be at the end of the show. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anybody that has commented or anything yet. All right. Just want to check and see. All right, John, we're going to get in. I think I've got 12 games on the slate for us this week to kind of go through. The first one is one of those games that uh, a few weeks ago I probably wouldn't have had on here, but I have UCLA at Indiana. Of course, everybody knows UCLA started 0-4. They fired their coach, Deshaun Foster. They fired their offensive coordinator. They have been winning ball games since that time and playing a lot better with Nico as their quarterback. They are at Indiana in Bloomington, 7-0 Indiana, number 2 Indiana. It is a 25.5-point spread, John.
That's
I
awful
needed
high.
I needed to put this on here because I thought, wow, UCLA has really been playing better the last few weeks.
They have. UCLA, even their offense has gotten better. Nico has played really, really well. I think the coaching change has given him a lot more freedom, especially in this offense. They're playing with a lot of urgency. Everyone knows, what to expect with Indiana. They're really good fundamentally. They're a good, sound football team. They're playing about as good as probably as good as anybody. They've top 5 in offense, defense. They're balanced. They got one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He's probably a Heisman Trophy winner candidate. They got some veterans. They got a really good wide receiver in Elijah Surratt. They can run the football. They can do a little bit of everything. Listen, there's not a good team in the country right now than Indiana. Now, I will say I'm probably going to take UCLA to cover this game. I still think that's a little high, to be honest. But with the way Indiana's playing, I would not be shocked if they won this by more than what the spread is either.
So here's my thing, man. Since they fired their offensive coordinator and got, Nico playing better, they've been putting a lot of points on the board the last 3 weeks.
But they're playing an Indiana team that's probably playing as good as anybody. They go to Oregon and win.
I expect this to be a high-scoring game, though. It wouldn't surprise me if this is not a 50-30 game or something.
Yeah, it's probably going to be high scoring.
25.5 seems awfully big here in this one. I know Indiana's good. I know they absolutely wally-mopped Illinois about the 3rd week of the season, something like that. But, man, I kind of got a feeling that UCLA has found a little bit of rhythm. I think they're going to play a little better. And everything in me says take UCLA in the points here. I don't know. Maybe Indiana just demolishes them. I'm not sure. But if I'm betting, I think I'm taking UCLA in the points. All right, John, we're going to continue in the SEC. This is, I think, one of the better games in the SEC this week.
Mm-hmm.
We got 6-1 Ole Miss at 6-1 Oklahoma. This is in Norman, and they are a 5.5-point favorite here, John, at home.
Yeah, I mean, you look at both of these teams. Ole Miss has a really good offense, but they're not that great on defense. Oklahoma has a really good defense, but they've been kind of suspect on offense of late. John Mateer, he hasn't looked great since he came back from getting hurt, his hand injury. Oklahoma's going to have to start getting something out of the run game. They got some last week against South Carolina. But let's be honest, that was a bad Razorback team that pretty much everybody has been able to run against. As for Ole Miss, they got Trinidad Chambliss. I think the Georgia game was a big curve for him. I still believe in this guy. He's really good. They can put up a lot of points. Kiffin's going to have a game plan for him. I really think Oklahoma is able to win this game just based off their defense. I think they got a really great defense. But I wouldn't be shocked if Oklahoma or Ole Miss won either. But I think I'm going to take Oklahoma at home in the 5.5. I really like this Oklahoma team, but they're going to have to start playing better offensively if they want to be taken serious.
So what worries me in this one, John, is did Ole Miss, did that defeat last week when they really should have won against Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
Did that defeat, is that going to finish them off? Is it going to lose their confidence? Trinidad played so good. Ole Miss really should have won that game.
Yeah,
somehow Georgia found a way at the very end to play good.
Coaching.
Well, listen, coaching can't. The players on the field could not stop. Their defense could not stop Ole Miss through 3 quarters. And then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, they stopped them every time. And I don't know.
I don't know why I said Arkansas. I meant the game. I said the Razorbacks. I don't know why I said it. I meant the Gamecocks. They've not been great defensively.
But through 3 quarters, Ole Miss was killing it and last week and was scoring every drive. They literally scored every drive through 3.
It felt like in the fourth quarter, they just kind of fell off. I don't know if it was Georgia kind of changed things.
I know you can say coaching, but the players got to go out and they got to execute. And I don't know, they found something in the fourth quarter. I don't know what it was, but is that going to cost this Ole Miss team? Last year they had a great chance and lost a couple games that they shouldn't have.
It could. Here's the thing with Ole Miss. As I said, last year they had every opportunity. They lost to Kentucky. They got down and they lost. I think it was at LSU. Or no, it was Florida, wasn't it? They lost to Florida.
Yeah,
lost to Florida. It just feels like they get so close and they just they back up and they go back in reverse. Can they reverse that trend and not lose back-to-back games and get back to where they want to go? And that's the college football playoff because, that's been Lane Kiffin's goal is to get Ole Miss to the playoff. Well, if you lose this game right here with the schedule coming up, it's not looking good.
Yeah, this is a big game actually for both teams. Brent Venables, he needs this game. They're 6-1. Whoever loses this game is going to be taking a little bit of a back seat here for the college football playoff. Yeah. Listen, I think Oklahoma probably finds a way to win this, but I think I'm going to take Ole Miss in the 5.5 points. I think this is going to be a barn burner game. I really do.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So that's where I'm going to go. You took Oklahoma. I'm going to take Ole Miss. John, this is a game. This is a group of 5 game that really matters.
Well,
somebody out of the group of 5 has got to make the college football playoff. This is 2 6-1 teams out of the AAC. And the winner of this game probably has a leg up.
They probably do, but I feel like it's lost a little mustard, with them losing to UAB last week. It's still a great game. It's a group of 6.
There's 6. Really both teams are 6-1. South Florida is still ranked 6.5 point favorite.
Another factor in this is South Florida doesn't play Tulane either.
No.
Now, Memphis plays Tulane in a couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Those 3 teams, probably with Navy, are probably in their best position to make a run for the college football playoff.
Yeah.
South Florida's already got 2 big wins over Boise State and Florida, and a Florida team that's kind of reeling, but it's still a big win, especially on the Swamp. It's a Power 5 win for them. It looks good on the resume. You win this game, you're looking good for the rest of the year, plus a win with Memphis on the schedule and a Memphis team that beat Arkansas, which is played competitive with a lot of teams all year. But
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go Memphis covering the spread this game. I like this USF team. I think they got a really good quarterback. They got a good defense. But I wouldn't be shocked if Memphis won this game because Memphis is tough to beat at home.
They are, but something tells me, man, this South Florida team has been putting up a lot of points. That offense has been clicking lately. I'm going to go with the Bulls here. This 6.5 does scare me a little bit on the road at Memphis, but I think this might be their year. I'm going to go with the Bulls in this game, I believe. Their quarterback's been playing really well and putting up a lot of points. All right, John, we're going to go back to the SEC. Alabama is at South Carolina. The Tide are 11.5-point favorite on the road in Columbia. What do you think about this game?
Alabama's figured it out. They're probably the hottest team right now in the country. They've won 6 straight since they lost to Florida State. 4 of those are against ranked opponents.
Yep.
Listen, they've struggled a lot of times with unranked teams, Brad. So, and under DeBoer, they lost to the Seminoles, Vanderbilt last year. They lost to Oklahoma. Listen, the Gamecocks have enough talent to win this game, but I just don't see them win this game, especially the way Alabama's playing defensively. Ty Simpson is playing at a high level right now. This offense is rolling. The defense is playing really good in the back end. Even on the road, I still think Alabama covers this. South Carolina is just a mess right now. Last week they got whipped by Oklahoma. They've not looked great at all, hardly all year. Their defense.
Let me ask you about Shane Beamer in this situation.
That's another situation that
if they get whipped by the Tide again at home this week, is Beamer looking at some trouble here?
I think there's a hot seat on Beamer. I really do. I mean, there's a lot of South Carolina fans I was reading through today on X. Like, there's a lot not happy. Boosters, fans, they're not real enthused with what's happening in Gamecock land. And their defense has kind of took a step back from last year. Now they do got Dylan Stewart back, but I'll say this, Brad, their run defense is not great. And everybody's been able to run on them all year. Kentucky ran on them, Oklahoma ran on them. Alabama's got a really good run game with Jam Miller. I look for the Tide to roll this game, honestly, when it's all set. Alabama's playing as good as anybody.
Look, I said it. I think Alabama has figured it out. Ryan Grubb has come in and really kind of helped them. Ty Simpson has been playing great. Their offense has been gelling. Their defense has been coming together. But like you said, they've won 6 in a row, 4 of them against ranked teams. And this is a team that's kind of reeling with the Gamecocks here. But my question to you is this. I mean, just like I said, is Shane Beamer in trouble here? Because it's looking like there could be 5-6 openings in the SEC.
Yeah, it's looking that way. Auburn, Florida, even Kentucky. Kentucky's one of them. I mean, there's going to be a lot of openings
Arkansas
here.
already is.
Penn State, the big job.
I'm talking about just in the SEC.
Yeah,
what about LSU?
LSU, Brian Kelly.
Here in a little bit, we're going to discuss LSU.
Yeah,
they play a tough game.
He's losing some support in LSU. So I wouldn't be shocked if some of these openings come. And now Beamer, I don't know. Maybe they give him another year, but you start getting whipped by Alabama and these other teams, that's going to take notice on the fan base. And last week was not a pretty game against Oklahoma. They looked like they had never played a game of football in their life.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's not looking good for some of these coaches in the SEC, and Beamer may be one of them here. I expect DeBoer and the Tide here to go in and cover this spread. I really do.
Yeah, I'm with you.
We're going to stay in the SEC, John. This is a big game this week, and
Yes,
and when you look at it, you're like, wow, like in the past, you would have never thought this was a big game, but this is 2 6-1 teams. This is at Vanderbilt, and is it just me, or has Vanderbilt played like 3 or 4 straight games at home?
Yeah, it seems like it. Diego Pavia is playing at a really high level.
Is all their games at home this year in the SEC or what?
It feels like it. It does. I look at this game, game day's coming to town. They won a big game last week against LSU. It's going to be rocking in Vanderbilt. Nashville, this is big for them. They've really never had this notoriety, this hype. It's a big deal for them. And I feel like, Brad, this could be a trap game. They got Texas next week. It's basically really a pick'em game. And I'm going to be honest with you, Brad. I like this Missouri team. I like the party. I like their run game. They haven't been able to run the ball quite well lately, like they did early in the year. They've been kind of shut down. Their front four is really good at getting to the quarterback. But when it's all said and done, I'm taking the better quarterback, and that's Diego Pavia. He's just having an unreal season. He's playing at a high level, and I just believe I'm just going to take Vanderbilt at home.
Listen, you're probably right here, okay? But preseason, Missouri was one of my dark horse teams to make the college football playoff. If they're going to have that run, they gotta win this game.
Yeah, they got to win this game. They
lost to Alabama. Game if they're going to have that run. Ahmad Hardy is one of the best backs in the country. Got the most yards in the SEC. I expect them to be able to run a little bit on Vanderbilt. I would lean on him. I'm going to take the upset, which seems weird to say, over Vanderbilt by the Missouri Tigers. I'm going to take the 3.5 points here. That's a little dangerous. I'm just going by the way I felt early in the year. Right now, I agree with you. If I was betting, I probably would bet Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I'm going the better quarterback. I just think Diego Pavia is the best quarterback in this game.
Yeah. All right, John, we're going to go to the Big 12. The Big 12, one of the better games in the Big 12 this week is Baylor at Cincinnati.
You know what's crazy about this game? Both of these teams average more than 36 points a game.
I picked this game because Cincinnati, John, is still 6-1. Yeah. They still have a shot at a Big 12 championship or a Big 12 title. They're a 3.5-point favorite at home, the Bearcats are. What do you think in this game?
Well, they're 4-0 in the Big 12, and they're trying to keep pace with BYU.
Yeah.
They got a really good quarterback, Brendan Sorsby. He's had 24 total touchdowns. That's the most in FBS. You look on the other side, you got Sawyer Robertson. He's leading all passers in yardage. This might be a 43-40 type game. This might be a shootout type game.
Yeah, could.
At the end of the day, I mean, somebody's going to have to make a play on defense.
It seems like almost all of Baylor's games are that way.
I think I'm going to go home with Cincinnati here. I like this Cincinnati team. I think they're really, really good. They're always find themselves in dramatic games, seems like, them and Baylor. Like, Baylor's always in a game that
this might be a four overtime game or some shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I'm looking for, like a 4 overtime, 5 overtime. Defense needs to make a stop type game. I really like the Cincinnati team. I think Brendan Sorsby might be one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the country for Cincinnati. He can flat swing it.
I agree with you here, man. Satterfield has done a way better job this year and putting something together here than what I really thought. The quarterback is playing really well. for the Bearcats here. Like I said, Cincinnati 6-1. You said they're 4-0. They're still undefeated in the Big 12. They're playing for a lot here. Baylor's 4-3. They've been kind of up and down a little bit. They've been in a lot of close games. Lost a few, won a few. They haven't been blown out. They've been scoring a lot, lost a lot of close games. I expect that here. Being in Cincinnati, being at home with what they have on the line, I'm going to take Cincinnati and the Bearcats. All right, John, I debated on even putting this game on here. Like, I really, really did. You have no idea. I debated on this. Texas is at Mississippi State, and somehow, after last week, they have Texas as a 7.5-point favorite on the road. I don't like. They're still 5-2. They still have an outside shot, I think, because one of their losses is out of conference at Ohio State. So I mean, they still have an outside shot here. But Lord have mercy, I'll be honest with you. I said it all week long. They looked terrible last week. Somehow pulled out a win because Kentucky can't do anything right, but they looked terrible last week. And Mississippi State, John, had been playing better. Now, the last few weeks, they've taken some losses in the SEC. This is at home in Starkville. They're going to have the cowbells, all of that.
You know,
do the Bulldogs have a shot here?
They do, but the thing that worries me about this game is Mississippi State pass rush is not great. Their defense isn't like terrible, but they have a hard time making stops. They give up a lot of big plays. Arch has not played good. Let's be honest, Brad. The majority of Texas's wins has been their defense. Their offense is doing what it can, I guess, but their defense has allowed fewer than 14 points in the 5 of the last 6 games. They're stopping the run, they're stopping the pass.
Mississippi State, their strong point is their offense.
Yes, but they're going up against a Texas defense that is there's probably 6 or 7 guys on that defense that's probably going to play in the NFL. So I like Mississippi State here, but I feel like Texas's defense will win this game for them. And I think Arch is going to do enough just to win this game, but they're going to get out by the skin of their teeth in Starkville. They'll win this game, but it won't be by much.
I'm telling you right now, I cannot take Texas in 7.5 points after last week.
I'm taking Mississippi State to cover. I just can't do it with the way Arch is playing right now.
Man, like I can't get that taste out of my mouth from last week. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm carrying it over. I probably am, but I just can't do it here, man.
Well, it's not.
If this was 2.5 on the road, maybe, but 7.5 seems like a tremendous amount to me.
Well, the problem is, Brad, it's not just the Kentucky game. It was the Ohio State game. It was the even in the earlier game, and that was at UTEP. He didn't look great against them. Florida, he looked awful on the road. Kentucky, he did not play good. He was pressured the whole night.
I just don't see it.
It's just in Mississippi State's defense isn't.
I mean, Texas may win this game, but I cannot see over 2.5 points on the road. I just can't see it.
I think I'm going to go with the safe bet and pick Mississippi State to cover the points.
That's where I'm going. I just can't do it, man. I really can't. I almost didn't even put that game on the list. I almost picked something else.
Might should have.
I mean, I'm serious. It's tough, man. All right, BYU is at Iowa State. This is probably at least one of the biggest games in the Big 12 this week. BYU is still undefeated. I think they slide in around 11 in the AP poll or somewhere around there. Iowa State started the season well. They're 5-2. This is at their place for the Cyclones here. They're a 2.5-point favorite.
If Iowa State is going to win a game, it's this one. They're great at home. Ames, they're hard to beat at home.
They are.
BYU's got a great quarterback.
I think that's why, John, they have the 2.5-point favorite just because of how hard they are to beat at home.
And, BYU's got a really good quarterback in Barry Bachmeier. He runs like a linebacker. He's 9 passing touchdowns. He's got 8 rushing. I think.
Doesn't he wear a linebacker number?
He does, number 47. They're the highest ranked Big 12 team. The Cyclones are coming off a bye. They're banged up a little bit. I think they're out with 2 cornerbacks, I believe. I think they're missing a defensive lineman. I can't remember. But still, they're tough to beat at home. And I still like their quarterback, Rocco Beck. I think he's good. I think this crowd will be a major problem for BYU. Either way here, I wouldn't be shocked. Wouldn't be shocked if BYU wins this. Wouldn't be shocked if Iowa State wins this. But I think I'm going to have to go with the home team on this one and take the 2.5. I like Iowa State. I think they're good at home. And I think they get the win that they need for the Big 12 race.
Listen, I agree with everything you just said. Matt Campbell has done a fantastic job at Iowa State year after year after year. They get so close, but can't get over the hump in the Big 12 so many times. But here's the deal. BYU is sitting at 7-0 again. They were, 9-0 last year. And somehow figured out a way to not make the college football playoff. I'm kind of pulling for them, guys. Like, come on, man. Finish this off. Get in the college football playoff. I really want to see you there. So I'm taking the Cougars, even though you're probably right. They're probably going to lose at home. At Iowa State because they're so good at home. I'd like to see the Cougars win here. So that's where I'm going to go with it. All right. This one kind of surprises me too a little bit. Illinois at Washington. And I know how tough Washington has been. Before a couple of weeks ago, they had won 22 straight at home. But they did lose a game a couple of weeks ago to one of the better teams. But they're a 4.5-point favorite, John.
Well, you got to look at it. Like, they're probably the middle of the pack, let's be honest. They've not been able to get over the hump. They both got whipped by Ohio State on their home field. Illinois got whipped by Indiana. Washington's got a really good running back in Jonah Coleman. He's really good. Illinois got a good quarterback in Luke Altmaier. He's playing really well. One of these teams is going to leave out of here with 3 conference losses.
And both these teams are sitting at 5-2. So, they're still pretty good teams.
It feels like that this is one of those games that is a big deal for them going forward, especially in the Big Ten race and getting a bowl, which one of these will get a bowl game this weekend, go 6-2. I think I'm going to favor the home team, though. I like Washington in this game. Washington's a tough environment to play in. And Illinois, to me, after losing to Indiana like they did on the road, it kind of worries me about them going out on the West Coast and having to play against a decent Washington team.
Yeah, the Huskies are always tough at home, man. Like, they really are. So, I thought this Illinois team was going to be a little bit better defensively. They have a good offense, but defensively is where their shortcomings are, I believe. That doesn't bode well for me out in Washington. They play really good at home most of the time. I'm going to take the Huskies in this one and lay the 4.5 points. John, this is the game I was talking about a few minutes ago. I said we're going to get to this one. The Aggies, A&M, are a 2.5-point favorite on a Saturday night in Baton Rouge, which is very strange.
I don't like that.
Very strange, to be honest with you.
LSU is 20-1 under Brian Kelly at night.
I know. And the Aggies are a 2.5-point favorite.
I'm going to tell you.
In Baton Rouge.
This is a make or break game for both of these teams. And I'll tell you why. Because, Kelly's probably on the hot seat, okay?
Okay. LSU just has one loss, right?
No, they got two. They're 5-2. A&M 7-0. A&M feels like they haven't been able to finish the deal.
They lost to Vandy and who?
Vandy and Ole Miss on the road.
Ole Miss. That's right.
Here's the thing. LSU has not looked great offensively. Their defense has played good. A&M has won games on both their offense and their defense.
They got a good defense too.
Mix and match. But my problem with A&M is they sometimes let teams hang around too long, and that's not a good recipe for a win in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Because you let a team like LSU hang around, at night, crowd rocking, neck playing. I mean, it can get loud and rowdy in a hurry. And you're going to have to, take the first 15, 20 minutes and kind of adjust to what the crowd is doing, or it could be a long night in the state of Louisiana for A&M. And I think that's what's going to happen here. I think I'm going to pick LSU. I just don't, it's a night game on the road, tough environment. Marcel Reed has played as well as anybody. He might even prove me wrong. He went into Notre Dame and won. So, I mean, hey, if you prove me wrong, you prove me wrong. But I think I'm going to take the safe bet and take the Tigers on the road at home, especially in a tough place to play.
This is a tough one, man, because I don't like going against LSU at home, but I also don't like the way they've been playing either.
No, their offense has not looked great.
Nussmeier just seems like something's wrong. Something's off. I don't know. He was so much better last year than he is this year.
You said Les Miles.
No, I said Nussmeier.
Oh, Nussmeier. I thought you said Les Miles. My bad.
No, Nussmeier.
Must have misunderstood what you said. But, yeah, he's not played great. He's looked.
Something's off with is he hurt? I'm not sure, but they just don't look right.
I'll tell you something else that's kind of went backwards is their defense has not been playing great either. Like, they was good right out of the gate, but they've Ole Miss kind of cranked it up on them. They haven't looked great, which
Vandy,
to be fair,
Vandy put a bunch of points on them.
Yeah, like they've not looked great defensively, and they've had to kind of play shootout games with Ole Miss and Vanderbilt just to keep within reason. So,
and I'm going to be honest with you, John. Mike Elko has done a fantastic job in year 2. They're 7-0. I mean, they've won some big games, including in Notre Dame this year. I mean, they really have a chance. Listen, guys, I think aren't they number 3 in the country this week?
Yeah.
I think they're number 3 in the country this week. This A&M team truly has a shot to make the college football playoff, and this is a game that almost would cement that, really. Yeah. I mean, to at least have a role or a part in it. I mean, they might lose a game down the stretch or two, but they can get 8-0. And, I mean, that's a pretty big statement into this college football season through week 9.
I think,
and to be honest with you guys, the college football playoff rankings, I think, come out after next weekend, I believe.
I think.
The first weekend in November.
Somewhere around there in November. But, yeah, I'm with you, Brad. I think, Texas A&M has the tools to go in here and win, but I just don't trust it on the road at night in Baton Rouge.
I don't either, but I'm going to go against what I'm thinking, and I'm going to take the Aggies to win this in Baton Rouge, and I hate saying that. I hate saying it. I mean, it kind of hurts me. You have no idea. All right, John, this is the game we've all been waiting for right here.
Oh, me. More you than me, because
Tennessee, coming off of a loss to Alabama again, is an 8.5-point favorite at Kentucky, who should have wiped the field with Texas last week, but did not. So, what's your thoughts just on the game itself?
Here's my problem with this game. Kentucky doesn't score much. They don't really get over 13, 20 points at all. Like, I don't even think
they try to score much, but we won't get into that.
That's a problem when you're facing an offense like Tennessee's tomorrow. Because if you get up on Kentucky, it's pretty much over. They've not scored, I think it was more than 14 points since they beat Eastern Michigan. That was way back early in the year. The passing game is not bad, Brad, but the run attack, every once in a while they'll break off something, but I don't know. And then
I thought the offense looked pretty good last week, to be honest with you, outside of decisions.
And here's the thing, too. Tennessee's offensive line, I think they've done a really good job, too. Their pass rush is still tough. Kentucky doesn't have the pass protection to combat a lot of what Tennessee wants to do.
I'm going to give you a surprise stat. Are you ready for this? The last 4 times that Tennessee has played in Lexington, it's been a touchdown or less game.
Yeah, it has.
That is a very surprising stat here.
My issue with this game, though, is, Brad, is unlike what you've seen last week with Arch, Kentucky's going to have a actual offense they're going to have to deal with all night. And if you're going point for point with Tennessee, you're going to get – eventually your defense is just going to get wore down, and you're not going to be able to do what you want to do. So, I'm going to be honest with you, Brad. I'm going to take the 8.5. There's a lot on the line. I feel like there's a lot on the line for both teams, especially with Stoops. His job's on the line. There's been a lot of talk of he might be gone after this game. You've heard it. I've heard it. There's talk he might be gone after the Auburn game. We don't know. Might be at the end of the year. Then you got the other side with Tennessee, that a loss here in their college football playoff, and their season's pretty much a wash. It's pretty much run. So, I mean, it's big for both sides, but there's probably a lot of Kentucky fans out there in the living room somewhere thinking, I just wish Tennessee would blow us out so Stoops can just walk on out. Like, there's a lot hoping for a loss more than they are a win nowadays in the state of Kentucky. I mean, I know that sounds bad, but
I can't get there, especially in this game. This one's tough for me, guys. No matter what the circumstances are, this is the game for me right here. As a Kentucky fan, growing up, watching Kentucky football, going to Kentucky football, this is the game for me. I actually am going to be there tomorrow night to cover for media, and I can't wait to be there. It's going to be a fun experience to get to cover this game, to be on that side of it, to as media to cover this game. You know, Kentucky at home.
I'll drop back in just a minute.
Most
It's freezing up.
all right.
Kentucky
Kentucky at home most of the time plays a lot better than people give them credit for. They understood, like they usually stay in games at home. The defense last week was excellent versus Texas. I realize they don't have the offense that Tennessee does, and Heupel's going to put a lot of pressure on the defense. I can't go after watching last week. It's really hard for me to go any other way. I saw us play a game that we should have beaten Texas like 31-14 or something last week. I mean, very, very easily. You make some better decisions as a coach, as an offensive coach or a head coach, easily. They should have won 31-14 last week, I think, and it wasn't even close. 31-13, whatever, because they had 13 at the end. Like, it wasn't even close. I think the offense is a lot better than people give them credit for. The only thing that scares me is Heupel putting pressure on the defense all the time.
That's where I'm at. That's
the only thing that scares me, because if they wear the defense down, then this game could get out of hand.
Get ugly.
But I'm going to say that Kentucky plays a lot better than people give them credit for. I don't know if it'll be 8.5. It might be a 10-point, 14-point game. But I'm going to say take Kentucky in the points just because I just can't get there. But I think Kentucky plays better than what most people are going to give them credit for. All right, John, this is the last football game of the week. This is going back to the Big 12 here. We got Houston at Arizona State. Again, these are big games in the Big 12. These two teams, as of right now, at least still have a spot in the Big 12. And the Sun Devils here, John, are 7.5-point favorite at home.
Yeah, I like this Sun Devils team. You know, Sam Leavitt, he's back from injury. He had one of the best drives I've seen last week, beating Texas Tech, winning that game. Houston's playing great. They're bowl eligible under Willie Fritz. They got probably one of the better defenses in the country. I do like Arizona State at home. I think this Arizona State team is a different animal when they're playing at home than compared on the road. And what's crazy, Brad, is they're still in the Big 12 race. They're right there in the middle with BYU, Texas Tech.
Well, and Houston could be if they would to win this game.
Houston, like you said, they're 6-1. They win this game, they're right in the middle of it too. But I think I'm going to go with Arizona State. But I think I'm going to take Houston in the points. That's a little high of a spread, as good as Houston's been playing.
They have been. I mean, like you said, they're 6-1. They've been playing really well. Arizona State slipped up a little bit, but they beat the best team, I think, Texas Tech. And have been playing a lot better since it seems like Leavitt was hurt early, maybe playing a little better now. But Houston and their offense has been playing really well. Actually, they've got a pretty good defense, it seems like, as well. Houston does. I'm with you. I think I'm going to take the points, the 7.5. But I do think Arizona State wins this game, to be honest. John, are you froze up or are you there? All right. I thought you might be
No,
froze up for a minute.
I'm
All right. Before we go on to something else here, because we're going to talk about Kentucky basketball here at the end of the show tonight because they played an exhibition game. But at the top of the screen, throughout this show has been our Bet Us link. 3 deposit matches up to 125%. But I'm going to switch that up for the rest of the show while we talk a little bit of Kentucky basketball. I'm going to put a new QR code up there, and that is for Home Field Apparel. So go to Home Field Apparel, use our code, use our QR code or our CSCast code for some cool retro gear. No matter what team you pull for, there's 180 schools plus, and you can find some really cool gear there, vintage mascots, logos, throwback teams, all kinds of stuff. Check them out. And they will be having a lot of specials coming up in the Christmas season as well. I'm going to leave that up for the rest of the show. But real quick, guys, we're going to talk about Kentucky.
Thank you for tuning in to College SportsCast. College SportsCast presents Wow.
All right, guys, we're going to talk a little bit of Kentucky basketball. That is our Monday night shows for Wildcat Weekly. Going to do just a little segment here tonight of it at the end of Game Day Pick'ems because it was a special night. For the first time ever, Kentucky is playing the number one team in the country in a exhibition game, John, at Rupp Arena. And the number one team, Purdue, came into Rupp tonight, and the Wildcats handled them pretty well. I mean, had a 8 to 10, 12-point lead for most of the night after about 6-8 minutes to go in the first half.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. Jasper Johnson does not look like a true freshman.
Looks good. I told you
a lot of people
he looks good.
Saying, what could he do? He slipped down the rankings in the class. He finished as a 5-star.
He did.
Jalen Lowe missed the Purdue, which he's probably going to miss a couple more games. I felt like it was a chance, Brad, to see what others could do, and Johnson stepped up. He came off the bench. He made a few mistakes that will be fixable, but he was tied for the leading scorer in the first half. Listen, Brad, the sky is up there for him all year. And don't be surprised if Jalen gets in foul trouble, that Jasper's probably your main guy coming off the bench is going to be your guard.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, John. I actually think both freshmen. I think Malachi Marino looks really well as good. I mean, really good too. I mean, both of them, I think, almost have to be in the mix. I'm not so start, and you put Jaden Quaintance at the 4. Can you imagine that?
I mean, well, and then you think about Mo Diabate. He's a specimen. He's tough. He went. Pope went out and got him out of the portal from Alabama. He did a little bit of everything. 8 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Now he did struggle, I thought, with foul trouble, but he still played a lot of minutes.
Stephen, I'll ask you about how the Kansas-Louisville game ended up. I know they had a halftime lead. I'm not sure how it ended up.
He's going to have a big impact on this team. And I'm going to say something else while we're on it. Everybody wants to talk about the preseason player of the year. He showed exactly why he is, Otega Owe. He was back on the court. He did not lose a step, seems like. There's more talent like on this roster, Brad. He's not going to be he's going to be the main guy, but he's going to have a little bit extra help than he had a year ago. He's going to be able to do things that he normally wouldn't be able to do, and other people are going to be able to step up. Listen, Brad, this game wasn't even close. And a Kentucky team that struggled at times last year with some competition, it was really nice to see against the number one team and like a top 5 team, just put the pads on and just whip them really good. And
I mean, here's my thing though, John. It's October 24th. I don't expect all these teams to be a well-oiled machine coming in here on October 24th. I don't care if you are a top 10 team or the number one team. It's exhibition season. I'm not going to put full stock into what I saw tonight, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people in the fan base are going to be saying, oh, we should be number one and all this other stuff that people are going to talk about. That's not going to be me, I can promise you.
Well,
what was important to me tonight, because Kentucky was playing without 3 or 4 players.
Yeah,
Jalen Lowe was out.
That's where
Jaden Quintus was out. Even Reese Potter was out with a sickness tonight. Braden Hawthorne did not play tonight. I'm not sure what was going on with him, if it was a coaching decision or whatever, but they only played 10 guys tonight. And I wanted to see how Jasper Johnson was going to respond. I actually think the way Jasper's been playing with Lowe out, I actually think Jasper should start in these exhibition games. I told you that tonight before the game started. I'm going to say it all week, this week, leading up to the Georgetown game. Give the kid his chance in these exhibition games when it doesn't really count. He's already proven twice in the blue-white game and now against Purdue. He has led the team in scoring both outings. Both. Let's see what he can do. Put him in. The games don't count anyway. They're at home in front of the home crowd. He's a Kentucky kid. He's a Kentucky legacy kid.
Well,
what's it going
I'll be honest with you. I was kind of keeping up with it through X, and I was watching bits and pieces of the game at the high school game tonight, and it just felt like there was so much notoriety and people that normally don't jump on the Kentucky bandwagon was jumping all over it tonight. Like people that
I think a lot of people are going to put more stock in this than needs to be. That's kind of what I was getting at, to be honest. But
let's be honest, it's an exhibition game. But at the end of the day,
it's not December 24th. It's October 24th.
But to be honest, Brad, to do it without the players they did, and Braden Smith, I felt like everybody's talking about him being the top preseason player of the year. To hold him to 11 points? Let's be honest, pretty impressive.
I will say this. The one thing that really kind of impressed me tonight that I thought last year we struggled with at times was defense. I thought we played really good, suffocating defense, only giving up 65 points to this Purdue team, because this Purdue team's got guys, 3 or 4 guys that's been together. This is their 3rd year now. This isn't like a new team being put together or something. The reason why they're the number one team in the country is they have 3 or 4 guys that's played together now. This is their 3rd season and won a lot of games. And, been to the Elite Eight, been to the Final Four, I think a couple of years ago, was to the Sweet 16 last year. I mean, these guys have been together and played for a long time. It is early, But the defensive side of the ball is really what I was impressed with. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, 78. It's not like we scored a ton of points tonight. 78 points is not a ton of points.
No.
It was more a kind of a slower pace defensive game. But I think that might be what the coaches wanted to see this early in the season.
See how they can respond in a game of that magnitude.
Yeah, I mean, I think that might be. I mean, there was no, and usually Pope is kind of running and gunning and stuff, but I thought they ran some more sets and trying to work the ball around tonight in the offense than they usually do.
And I'll tell you one thing.
I think that might have been planned.
And another thing before we get off here, I feel like the bench is really deep. Their depth is going to be really crucial this year. They get Jaden Quanix back, they get Jalen Moe back. Whew, if they even half of what they did tonight, and you get those two guys back, boy, oh boy.
They're going to have to speed the game up because you're not going to be able to keep everybody happy playing at this kind of pace and have 12 players.
I'm going to say this, and I'll probably get crucified.
They're going to speed the pace up.
I'll probably get crucified, but that's all right. But this might be the most depth and talent that we've had probably since 14-15.
It could be.
And that 15 team went 32 and 0.
It could be. But I will say this.
I'm not saying
I don't think this team is going to have anybody. It's not like this team is going to have 4 players that score above 15 points a game.
No.
I don't feel like that's what kind of team this is. I think we're going to have 6 or 8 players 8 to 12 points a game.
I'll tell you something funny I seen now next. Somebody wrote a message that said, Mark Stoops will be an afterthought after about 2 weeks. I thought, oh, goodness. I said, basketball's back.
Yeah.
I thought Kentucky fans are lethal, man. I'm telling you.
Listen, I'm telling you, John, this game tomorrow has always meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
And I know how many times we've won in the last 40-plus years. And it's not many. I will say that. Man, I'm not the regular Kentucky fan. Now, I love basketball. There is one other thing that I want to mention before we leave the show and get off the Kentucky Purdue game here. So this afternoon, Kentucky put out a hype video for this Purdue game. And last week, I got an opportunity and chance to go down to Birmingham for the SEC basketball tip-off and be a part of the SEC media days for basketball in Birmingham last week. And I was there when Mark Pope and Kenny Brooks and a couple of other coaches and stuff was there. But I got called on, had my hand up, got called on, and got to ask Mark Pope a question about this Purdue game. And it was really, really, I can't tell you how excited I was, to be honest with you. I was so hyped before this game because I saw it about 30, 45 minutes before this game come on. If you have not seen the hype video for this Purdue game on any of the Kentucky men's basketball social medias, you can find it on X, you can find it on TikTok, you can find it on Instagram, you can find it on Facebook. All of their social medias, maybe some more, I don't know, but I know at least those 4, they post all their stuff. This is the the journey, the people that make the journey and those videos and stuff. They make these hype videos. My question from the SEC Birmingham SEC basketball tip-off in Birmingham to Mark Pope leads off this hype video, man. It is so freaking cool. I just had to mention it to you tonight. I really want you guys to tell people about it, share it, go view it, see it. It is my voice asking Mark Pope a question about what it was going to be like to play the number one team in the country for the first time ever as an exhibition game and what his expectations was going to be. And they used my question, my voice, in their hype video. It was super cool, John.
It was
absolutely super, super cool. And I hope you guys will go see it, go like it, mention anything, comment, share, tell others. We're trying to grow tremendously and be a part of this media and do the right things. And it tells me that they loved my question. It tells me that I did a good job, and it's just super cool to see and be a part of. I can't tell you how cool it is. I shared it with my son. He was talking about how cool it was. It's just a really, really good, like, just cool thing to have happen. So I had to share that with you guys tonight. Hopefully we will continue to be a part of everything and be a part of games. Like I said, I am going to Lexington tomorrow for media to be part of the Tennessee game tomorrow night. So look for me to be on here tomorrow night. I will probably do a game day experience. I did one earlier in the season. I think it was Eastern Michigan I was at. I probably will try to do one tomorrow night, win or lose, on the field like I did last time. I will probably try to do one. So just that's some updates from us. And John, do you have anything to share about the hype video that you want to say?
You said all what you said. So
all right. I just want to acknowledge it. So all right. If you are on with us, please check out the Real Fresh channel and Stadium Rant. They have great YouTube channels. Go check them out. Please like and subscribe to them as well. They have a lot of good shows on their channels, good sports shows. There's even a comedy show and a few different things on the Real Fresh channel. Check them out. Again, we do the Wildcat Weekly show on Monday nights. And I do want to give a shout out to Eric Bird for helping us with some picks this year. So give him a quick shout out. I haven't done for a little while. So, and then this is our Big Fuss show on Tuesday nights and the Game Day Pick'ems on Fridays. All right, guys, this has been Game Day Pick'em with just a little bit of a tidbit here at the end with Wildcat Weekly, just a little segment we threw in here for you tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Enjoy football tomorrow. This is the last Saturday. I think it's the last Saturday. Yes, I think it's the last Saturday in October. It's close. It might be November 1st.
I think the clocks go back next week.
I think it's November 1st next Saturday. But anyway, I think it's the last Saturday in October. We are getting down to the nitty gritty. It's week 9. Enjoy some football. Basketball begins very soon.
5 or 6 o'clock now.
Yep.
Next week.
It will be.
That usually tells you basketball's coming.
Yeah. Y'all have a good night. This has been Game Day Pick'em. We will see you tomorrow night for a game day experience, and then Monday night for Wildcat Weekly.
Have a good one, y'all.